I support making those tax cuts permanent and extending them, but not without the spending reductions necessary to get us back to deficit neutrality or deficit savings. Why does this matter? Because Republicans will go around all the time and say, don't worry, all tax cuts pay for themselves. Let me be very clear. Not all tax cuts pay for themselves. They just don't. I grew up a child of the 80s. I grew up looking and studying supply side economics. I believe in leaving money in the hands of the American people to produce wealth. I believe that does create more revenue the Treasury can bring in with lower rates on a bigger pie. I think that's important. But you still have to do basic math. If you reduce the rate, which I want to do, be perfectly clear, for the worker, for the family, for the business, you're going to get a revenue reduction to the Treasury. Your hope is the economic growth will offset part of that. When we do the math and we talk to every outside group and we listen to the CBO, Congressional Budget Office gets a lot wrong, but every outside group who looks at this tells us that our assumptions that we baked in of $2.5 trillion of economic growth is a kind of reasonable sweet spot, meaning we're assuming the growth. We're already baking in that you're going to get more revenue. But when you keep extending these tax cuts and you don't do enough spending cuts and you weaken the spending cuts that we put in place, you end up with this chart, $1 trillion of additional deficit on top of the roughly 18 trillion we're not even touching.